Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of CyberCEO, and of course, we are very lucky to have a special guest on the show right now. Noah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Jello. Thanks for having me on.
Perfect. We are very excited to, of course, finally get to interview you on the podcast. Now, we have a lot of listeners who are also business owners just like yourself. Now, my first question is, can you help us introduce yourself to the audience? Maybe start off with a question. What is your role in the business, Noah?
Yeah, so I am the Director of Growth at 𝗙𝗪𝗶𝗹 in San Antonio, Texas. And so my primary role is recruiting. So whether it's new agents, experienced agents, helping people through real estate school, and then kind of overseeing all of our onboarding processes here at our office. And so we've got just under 900 agents. We're at 888 at this point right now. So we'll hit that 900 mark soon, but we've got a big operation that we're running.
That's very exciting. Almost there to the 900 mark. Imagine 900, then 1,000, then more,
Yep.
Of course.
That's it. Then 1,100.
Yes. Continue growing. Now, by the way, Noah, how long have you been in the real estate business?
Pretty much my whole life, honestly. That's what I tell people. My whole family is in real estate. So I grew up in the business. I got my license the morning that I graduated high school. So I was 18 years old and just kind of got to work, you know. So I've seen a lot of different things. I grew up in real estate offices and kind of knew that real estate's always what I wanted to do.
So real estate is really in the blood then. Now, by the way, I know for a fact that you have your cyberbacker supporting you. My next question is, did you have experience working with other remote team members before you had your cyberbacker?
I had not, honestly. I had help with appointment setting. But that was about it. Like just the appointments, putting the appointment on my calendar. So that was really the extent of my experience with virtual support.
All right. Now, let me ask you though, can you tell me something about your cyberbacker who's supporting you right now? Tell me about personality and the things that she does to help you save time and grow the business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Christy's got an amazing personality and is just a joy to work with. And she does a lot of things. I tell people she makes my world easier. A lot of people say I need a Christy. So I'm very grateful for everything that she does, and she helps with a number of things. Primarily is a lot of appointment setting is kind of her focus. And then the follow-up piece, making sure that everybody has, if there's an appointment set, she's doing the follow-up for the appointment, making sure that they're, that follow-up confirmation, making sure that they're coming, sending them directions to our office, connecting us through group text. And then in addition to that, helping with, in my position, I'm helping a lot of the teams within our office with recruiting as well. And so they need a list of people to call, and for me to jump into broker metrics and, I literally just 10 minutes ago, someone sent me an email and said, hey, can you pull me a list of people that have done at least 2 million in volume? And so just real quick, I shot a message to Christy and she's like on it. Right. And so I know that within the next hour or two that, our team will have that list of people because Christy's on it. So she helps hold me together and stay accountable to the things that people need from me.
Of course, I think especially in the real estate world, everything just happens so fast that you really, really need that leverage and someone to support you with the things that you really have to do, but you don't have the time to do them, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, you've been with Christy for a while now. I wanted to know is what makes this type of a virtual partnership work? What makes it a successful partnership, Noah?
Yeah, I think, I got this from someone who also works with Cyberbacker in Austin, and I asked them kind of the same question, right? Like, what's going to make this partnership successful? And I think the biggest thing for me and Christy's relationship and her relationship with our office is, even though she's virtual, we try as hard as possible to make her feel like she's there with us. Really making her feel like she's a part of the team. So she's on all of our morning huddles. She jumps onto different classes that we're doing on Zoom. And so one, it's helpful she's on the huddles just because she knows what's happening in our world, right? And so when she's having conversations with recruits, she'll plug in her own little things like, hey, we're doing this class on this date. You should come check this out, right? And so she knows everything that's happening. And so very, very grateful for her and everything that she does. And I think trying to make her, I'm always trying to make her feel like she's a part of us, you know?
I think that's very important. Imagine someone working thousands of miles away from you and then just sending them tasks, things like that. I think it's really nice to have them on team meetings, the classes, as what you mentioned, to make them feel a part of something, for success, the failures, everything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, I still struggle with this, but it's, you know, when you're in an office and you're walking down the hall, you see people, and it's easy to just say, you know, I oversee our agent services coordinator too. And so I can walk through the halls and say, Haley, what's going on? How you doing? What do you need from me? How can I support you? But when someone's thousands of miles away and your main communication, we use Slack is the way we communicate. I don't always get to check Slack every day, you know? I check it every day, not as often though, because I'm in and out of appointments. But one of the things that I try to also do is, unless something else comes up, I have a time block on my calendar at 9 o'clock in the morning, just from 9 to 9:30 for Christy and I to check in, see how she's doing. What does she need from me? But really trying to make her know that I'm here for her. Like, even though she's not here with us, like, let me know what you need support wise, and we'll make it happen.
I think that's a good way to build on the relationship, letting her know that you are there to support her, not just the other way around, right? Now, let me ask, how much time has she actually saved you ever since she started working with you in the team? I know it's a big question, but just let us understand.
More than I could even count, you know, because in my role, and it kind of depends market center to market center, but with a large market center like ours, we have a trying to think the best way to word this, not a higher attrition rate, but for our size, we lose a fair amount of agents every month, where I need to have the appointments to be able to at least replace all of those people if we're just talking from a recruiting standpoint. And so I've got to have a lot of appointments every month, and the time that she spends setting those appointments, if I spent that time on the phones setting those appointments, there's no way that I would have the time to then go and hold the necessary amount of appointments that I need to continue to grow our market center to hit the 900 mark. And so just from the lead generation piece, and I'll still call referrals from our people, but calling newly licensed agents, like takes a lot of time up, and I'm very grateful that she's there. And we're running a big recruiting campaign right now, and she's doing a lot of the lead generation from that and making sure that she's tracking it all. And so the calls are one thing, but the tracking and the follow-up is a whole different beast, right? And
yes.
So I couldn't give you an exact number, but it's a lot.
A lot of time. All right, then. Now, also earlier, you already mentioned and talked about the things that she's currently doing. But what I'm excited to know is, what are some of the new things, the new tasks that you're planning to have her do in the future, especially for the upcoming new year?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Keller-Williams, and I know there's people from other companies that use you guys too, but with Keller-Williams, we're now able to offer a real estate school to people all across the country for literally no cost to them at all. They can, where you usually pay anywhere from $600 to $1,600 to get your real estate license, there's literally no cost for the courses now. And so we've got a lot of traction for that, which in return also means there's a lot of communication and a lot of follow-up. There's a system that we're moving them through. And so for going into 2022, I'm working on putting that system together right now, and having I've leveraged some pieces of that out too. But having her just make sure that that system remains together and that all of those people have an opportunity at the end of the day once they finish their courses. Because that's really such a huge opportunity, but it's also very time consuming. And so it's one of those things where I can still focus on the 20% of the things that I need to get done and leverage out like those calls are in my 80%. And that's what 𝗙ście is awesome at making sure it gets done.
Of course. Very excited to have someone always to back you up whenever you need the help. Now, one more question. What have been some of the challenges or let's say opportunities for growth that you've had working with your Cyberbacker, 𝗙ście?
I think the communication piece, it's making me a better communicator, realizing that, like I mentioned earlier, I can go talk to people. I'm a very social person. Like I sit in my office and I start shaking. Like I need to get out and I need to go talk to people. So I'll just go walk around the halls and go sit in our open workspace. But the people here, I have no problem talking to. With her, I'm very conscious of the relationship that I'm building with her because I always want to make sure that she feels that she has supported. And so that's pushing me to go the extra step to really be intentional in my communication with her, whereas the other communication comes naturally here because they're in front of me.
Yes.
And so it's one of those things I'm still working on. And kind of one of my big goals in 2022 is to make sure that nothing comes in the way of those morning check-ins or, the things like that. I want to know that she has time to voice her concerns or challenges with me and knows that I'm really going to listen to her.
Of course. Again, creating that relationship with your Cyberbackers, of course, something that would be really big, not just for them, but for the business. Once everything is like working like a well-oiled machine. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, one last question, Noah. There are a lot of business owners that are listening to us right now. What advice would you be able to give them when they're hiring their very first Cyberbacker?
I think it's the communication. That's huge. And you want to make sure that they're in the loop. And then really the biggest thing is making them feel like they know they're a virtual assistant, and you don't want them to feel that way. Like they should feel like they're a part of your organization. And you should treat them the same way that you treat your staff members too. It was really, I had a huge insight because we're just for an example, I know I'll probably get the call during Christmas too, but I'm taking off from the 22nd to the 27th. Right. And I think it was over Thanksgiving that this happened, but I told 𝗙ście, I said, hey, I'm taking out a few days earlier. I know a lot of our stuff runs parallel. I said, so look, just go spend time with your family, enjoy it. And then I got a call from Cyberbacker and they said, hey, 𝗙ście said that she was going to be out for Thanksgiving. We just wanted to check, are you guys still going to pay her? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I really hope the only reason they asked that is there's got to be people that don't do that. And so I would just say treat them, value them, and appreciate them. They're gonna they're gonna have your back no matter what, right? And so with 𝗙ście, if I'm out, there's not a whole lot to get done, especially around the holidays. And of course I'm going to pay, like we're going to pay her. I'm not going to say, hey, we're not working these 3 days, but we're not going to pay you. So, just be conscious of that and make sure you're treating them as if they were still in that office with you.
Of course, especially making them feel part of that family that you have there. Yep. Now, we've been talking about your Cyberbacker, 𝗙ście, for a while now. I know that she's listening. Would you want to give her a quick shout out on the show or any message you'd like to share to her?
Yeah, 𝗙ście, I just want to let you know I appreciate you more than I ever could tell you. You make my world so much easier, and I'm not sure what I would do without you in my life. So just know that you're super appreciated.
We are very excited to see where this partnership between you and 𝗙ście would be in the next few months, and of course, the upcoming new year. Noah, thank you very much for being on the show today. Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.